The mini smoke unit has two different running modes. One of them is a standalone mode, and the second one is the running from receiver. So to be able to run from standalone mode, you have to remove this little jumper from here and connect it up between the signal pin and the plus 5 volt pin, and as you can see, it starts to work. So it is in standalone mode. But if I remove the jumper, it is not working anymore. Standalone mode. So I have the jumper, which is located in this slot, and connect it up between the signal and the plus 5 volts. And as you can see, the smoke or the steam is coming out. So if I change the strength of it, let's see how that starts to behave. As you can see, it became higher and higher and higher. This is the maximum, and I just start to modify the smoke potmeter. These potmeters are very, very sensitive and tiny, so please be careful when you adjust it. And as you can see, it's became much more frequent until it's continuous running. Okay, let's reduce the strength of it and what has been going on. Oh yes, and you can see the current consumption is 110 milliamps. So it do not take more amps or anything. So this is a very tiny and very efficient little unit. So let's go back and change the strength of it. And as you can see, it became smaller, 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 and the smallest. And let's change this back, and it starts to the frequency starts to be slower and slower. And this is the absolute minimum. Yes, this is the absolute minimum. If you set the minimum like this and you run it from a receiver, this will be the minimum set. So if you connect it to the receiver and the smoke is not coming through the funnel, just change the strength a little bit, and that is help to push more steam out of the not more steam, higher strength. The steam is coming out through the funnel. Now, okay, now let's remove it from the standalone mode. Remove the jumper, and as you can see, it stops. The red LED stopped blinking, and I should be able to put it back. Yes, that is back. Let's connect up the receiver. The receiver in this case must have its own power supply, or if your speed controller has a BEC on it, just use that one. There is no power from this point into the steamer, but it is able to power up a servo. The servo will play the speed controller. So, for example, this is the receiver cable connected up, and it is connected onto the throttle, and this is the speed controller, or working like a speed controller. And as you can see, the black or the darker wires are on the top. And now let's switch on the speed controller, and as you can see, it is on now. Wait a moment, I have to power cycle the unit. Yep, it's power cycled, and it is off, and push it straight forward a little bit, and as you can see, the servo is moving. This is the small And if I push it more, as you can see, the strength is higher and the frequency is higher until the top. I just reduce it a little bit. And as you can see, the servo is moving. And let's see to the other side, or other side. And if I put it back to neutral position, it goes into idle mode. It will pushing up this small amount of smoke up to 15 seconds.